Hi, welcome back to Eurovisionary.com. I'm John, and I'm here to take you through some of the songs that we've actually seen rehearsed for the first time this morning. Those songs are the big five, plus the host Sweden. We're now here in the press centre. We've moved from the Euro Club, and it's a completely different atmosphere, as you might be able to make out. I'm stood here next to some rather interesting lamps, lights, trees made out of lights, and it's all rather jolly. As ever, you can follow our stuff on the website Eurovisionary.com. We have the Facebook page, we have the Twitter feed, we have YouTube, we have Google+, and we have Instagram. So it's all there for your enjoyment. Stay tuned for more. First country to rehearse this morning of the Big Five was Spain. A lot of people are expecting good things of this one, but on the other hand, a lot of people are thinking this is going to do absolutely nothing. The group are there, they're joined by a couple of other people on stage. The lead singer, she's wearing this yellow dress that comes down to about the knee, and it's like it's a very bright dress to contrast with a lot of other stuff that's going off. The backdrop's dark colours, sort of a neutral sort of thing for the dark stage that we're in. As I say, she's joined on stage by several guitarists and a drum kit. So they're just a band, no gimmicks, just a band. She moves around the stage fairly. She does what she does very well. Towards the end of the song, she moves down the catwalk, and the lanterns that you may not be able to see much of from the show are some lanterns in the roof, and they're actually lowered down for the purposes of this. And she goes to one that's been illuminated yellow instead of all the blue ones that are elsewhere, and she touches it, and it rises up, sort of. Yeah, letting a dream go away, that sort of thing. It's very good. It's very good. It's a very nice song. I personally, my own opinion is that I do like this song. I just wonder whether the rest of Europe will feel the same. With all the other hijinks that's going off that we'll see when we get to the final, sadly it might just get lost. I hope not though, because it is a very good song. Second country to rehearse today was France, another one of the big five, obviously. This is a very dramatic number. There's elements of this Patricia Kaas about this. It's the sort of song that she could probably do just as well as Amandine did this morning. She's dressed sort of a rock chick sort of thing. Nothing glamorous there. It's a leather jacket, a big scarf, dark coloured jeans. She's joined on stage by three backing singers who are modestly placed stage right. But you can see them. She starts off like very demure and downbeat with the song, and then as it builds, as it gets towards the end, it really builds. She's got quite a harsh voice. Now, don't mean harsh in a bad way. It's the right sort of voice for a song like this, and it really comes across well. She performs the pants off this. Again, I really like it. The Big Five have really raised their game this year. I'd love to see this one do well. She's really good. There's not much more I can say about it. It's a really good show, really good performance, and hopefully it's another one of the Big Five that will do well. Country number 3 today, the Big Five, Germany. Now again, this is another one of the favourites. The fans really love it. It went down a storm when it won the national final in Germany a few months ago. So we can probably be expecting big things from this one as well. What does Cascada look like? She's in a long gold dress that's longer at the back than it is at the front. So like the front of her legs are showing, but not the back. There's several backing singers, but they're stage left this time. Cascada, she starts. They've constructed a glass, pretty transparent staircase, straight staircase, about 7 or 8 steps high. So she's about 2 or 3 meters above the stage. So she starts up there, she does most of the song from there, and then towards the end she moves down the stairs, and then towards the catwalk and the small part of the small stage at the end of the catwalk. It's a big upbeat dancey song. I think it's going to be another one of these vote sponges that gets all sorts of votes from all sorts of countries, probably some you wouldn't expect as well, because it is big. I've had it personally. I've had it tipped to be the winner right from the start. Whether Europe thinks so is another matter entirely. And I'm terrible at picking winners, but I think this one is going to go close. So we'll have to wait and see. They rehearse again on Wednesday. We'll see what else they got up their sleeves for us. We had a little break after Germany performed, just so people could get a bit of lunch, and we started with country number 4 that's rehearsing for the first time today, and that is the host, Sweden. The big things are expected from the host country this year. Can they make it 2 in a row? I'm sure on the one hand SVT would love that, but on the other hand they wouldn't want to put up with the expense of doing it again. So Robin took to the stage, and he's there on stage with 5 dancers, 2 of which do a bit of singing as well. They're all dressed in various shades of white, cream and grey, all matching pretty much, but slightly different. An interesting backdrop that's like fireworks during the chorus, during the verse rather, and it breaks into a big bright red colour during the chorus. Although not much time is actually spent looking at the backdrop with this. When he actually starts the song, he's on like a small round, slightly conical platform that's on there, and he starts there with all the backing dancers and singers. And it all just moves around. It's very well choreographed, very carefully choreographed. How will it do? Well, host country. Last time the host country was in Malmo, it didn't do that well at all. I think it's going to do better this year. There's a lot around that could beat it, though. It might soak up some votes from maybe neighbouring countries to start with, votes from other countries, but it's one of those. You'd like to see the host nation do well, but not too well. And I think they may have picked the right song for this. We'll have to see more when we see the second rehearsal later on this week. After the hosts, we have, I'll try and cover this up so I'm not going to be biased at all here, the United Kingdom next. The United Kingdom, as many of you know, has sent 61-year-old Bonnie Tyler, who's been famous in the past, and a lot of us think that she's a pretty good choice to send from the UK. I'll say right at the start, I'm going to probably get berated for this, I don't think it's going to win. I'd love to see it win. I'd love to see the contest come back to the UK. I don't think it's going to win this year. However, she's a seasoned performer. She's dressed sort of leather jacket, jeans, sort of a rock chicky sort of look. Whether she's going to be wearing this on the night, I don't know. She's backed by a 5-piece band, 3 guitarists, a keyboardist and a drum kit. And they all double as backing singers as well. She starts stage left, sings a lot of the song there, and then towards the end of the song she moves down the catwalk, a bit like Germany really. She moves down the catwalk towards the end to the small stage. Now, this is the first time we've seen it, but there is actually a platform on the small stage that raises up. So she stands on that towards the end of the song, and it raises her up maybe 2 meters, maybe 2 to 3 meters, and it actually makes it very effective. She's a seasoned performer. She's looking at the camera. She knows exactly what she's doing. I think she's going to put in a good performance every time. It's the UK though, and as I say, I can't really be biased one way or the other. I'd like to see it do well. I think a lot of people would, just to give a bit of faith. So I'm going to stick my neck out and say yes, this one is going to do very well. Left-hand side of the scoreboard. Final country to do its very first rehearsal today was Italy. We understand Marco was actually only flown into the country this morning and was going straight to his hotel after he performed, which is why we're not sure what he's going to be wearing next Saturday. But he was just in like clothes I'm assuming he's travelling, just a white shirt, black leather jackets, and jogging trousers. For some of the rehearsals, he wore a hat, sort of a fedora hat as well. A reasonable look for a song like this. He's on stage by himself, and he's just there, standing still, with the microphone stand and the microphone, obviously. Not much of a background to speak of. It's just dark, just to fit in with the nature of the song. He sings it well. He sings it really well. It probably will do very well as well, because it's come through such a rigorous process getting through the Sanremo Festival. I'd like to see it do well. Whether it will win, it could come close. After all, Italy have come close the last 2 years since their return, and this one could do pretty much the same. I don't think it's going to win, But I know from around here a lot of fans do have it as their favourite, and if the fans do like it as a favourite, then that may be an indication of what could do very well. So he was the last of the 6 to perform today. They've got another rehearsal later on in the week, which the press will actually be able to get into, as with all the others. We'll have to see what happens then. The big 6, the big 5 plus 1, have all now had their first rehearsal. They get a second rehearsal that we'll be allowed into on Wednesday, so we might have a better idea of what these things are going to look like then. It's also on Wednesday that they get to draw their positions in the running order for the final, and curiously it's between the 2 semi-finals, so we'll know half of the qualifiers. As ever, there's loads of stuff on the website, Eurovisionary.com. We have our Facebook page, we have our Google Plus page, we have our Twitter feed, we have our Instagram, and we have all of our videos on YouTube. They're all pretty good. They're all really good, not just pretty good. I'll tell you all about what we've been doing, what we've been hearing in Malmo. On behalf of all of the Eurovisionary team, all 8 of us that are here, and those that couldn't make it but are helping us back in their respective countries, I'd like to thank you for looking at Eurovisionary. Keep watching. You never know, you may learn something. And on behalf of the team, thank you and goodbye.